All right, and we are back. And let's get in here and get the other daily knocked out on another day. Let's get these going here. And I know I say it more towards at the end of the videos, but I sometimes forget that most of you kind of guys jump in here at the beginning too and don't hear it. But I'll say it again on this. But I appreciate everyone liking, subscribing, and all the comments. I do try to get to all of them. Sometimes YouTube doesn't show me a comment until I've honestly gotten comments, a month later on a video. I'm like, well, I posted that over a month ago, so. Again, just be patient with me. I try and answer everything I can when I get to it and all that. But I'm still very grateful. And yeah, let's just get back into it. And we got this. We can just sell that. And then one upgrade here. What else do we have? Shady Shop. What do we got today for the hour that I am on? Honestly, nothing like too crazy. We'll just buy this and move on. Vitra's back. Nice. Another Gleam. Another thing to slowly kind of work your way into as well. You're going to need a lot of Astromon. You don't need the variants right off the bat that it suggests. They just do more damage trying to get to the higher tier in there. But the goal is kind of like with anything else. It's just get in there and do as much as you can. I talk about that with my Champions League video a lot for a lot of new players is your teams are not going to be, very, very good, but at least getting in there and attempting and getting those free gems as much as you can is better than nothing. And plus, you learn the meta. You learn again what Astromons can and cannot do. What they can and cannot do. Going back to a comment I replied to, Light Yuki, you guys hear me have talked about a lot with my my PvP series, and she's been one of the harder Astromon to actually figure out, I guess I would say, for the right build. With the right team comp, she's good, right? You have, if you go, critical hit with a lead Astromon giving critical hit, she's usually pretty good as long as you're hitting those thresholds. But outside of that, you end up running into a little bit of a problem. And her damage output and things like that. And that's why I remember commenting that it's more of the only reason I use her anymore is for shock and not necessarily her damage output, because she is very squishy. Because something to, I guess, go on about here with Monster Super League. Let's do Water Dungeon. The trinity ish of the attacker, the defenders, the tanks, and all that kind of jazz. When you see me joke about it in Champions League, but it really does come down to it. It's a gem check. I should be one-shotting with my Persephone on her team. I should be one-shotting somebody's attacking Astromon. Outside of those trying to, who've got the damage reduction set out of the Dimensional Golem, or the I'm not going to say like conviction set, but just stuff that kind of helps counteract incoming damage a little bit. Outside of that, she should be killing most attacking Astromon, and that's because attacking Astromon are just that. They are meant to be your bread and butter, and it's not all is created, quote unquote, equally in this foot race. Clearly, with what you've seen me, be running, even with these dailies, if you're new watching my dailies. But the point being is that you're going to be building those Astromon to their strengths. And in this case, for like Light Yuki, her strength is her shock. It's the ability to shock on both her normal skill and her other skill, on her active skill. And so trying to play off getting as much shocks as possible is definitely something you kind of you rotate for. And yes, you're sacrificing a slot on your team to be able to do that, but at the same time, depending on what you're doing, that might be worth it. and whatnot. So it's just kind of keep in mind that Monster Super League at the end of the day is still a team, game. It's not just one Astromon on here. It's the whole team. Then there's synergies. Something I don't talk about a lot with a lot of new players that it's not really, it's known about, and you can go look it up for yourself. And even I tend to forget it's a system in the game, but it's the combo system, and I'll show it here. It's the synergy bonuses. And I'll capture this and we'll go see this real quick. But like if we pause the game and we look at my synergy bonuses, this is something a lot of people don't realize is first of all, I have Sisterhood. All allies, they got 6% defense because of this synergy. Balancing act right here, they literally have the three main elements, so they get +6 resistance. Evo 2 power level 2, they get all defense in battles, and there are a bunch of these synergies that you can actually take advantage of on here. Now I'm not playing to these synergies right here because Dark Persephone could carry this by herself. It's just this is what comes out with the whole team being, I believe this is just all having a all female cast kind of thing. There's Brotherhood and things like that. This defense is not make or breaking this team at all, but that is something else inside the game that's not necessarily talked about. And you can even get attack up synergies as well on there. Now, you're not going to be targeting those synergies specifically to be like, oh, I got to have this specific thing, because there's nothing in Monster Super League as far as what to clear these maps that you have to like nitpick. Like you're not nitpicking what you're putting together to clear the content any differently. Which again, that kind of content is just, I guess you'd just go for like Titans and things like that is where you maybe would. But again, that is content I haven't necessarily dived into. What is this team? Well, we're going to poke this bear for myself. And again, I will be getting more into it as time goes on. I am curious on this one, though. Three Dark Monas and a Light Carbuncle. Well, let's see what your gems are like. Okay, no crits, and that was pretty weak, but I did over half your health base, so you've got some HP percent on there. Still alive. And still alive. Ooh. Yeah, saw that coming. And let's just do this. What's going to come out here? Tell me it's a Dark Mona, please. Oh, talk about a missed opportunity. And there's the crit to win. No resistance on that. And bop. Because even like right there too, so go back to my Light Yuki comment, she's not the greatest in the world, but guess what? I mean, she's fodder. She gets an attack off, and at least they can, excuse me, dogpile on that one and let my other attackers do their work. So a little bit of taking advantage of that. But let's get in here and do this one. Yeah, we just need to go. So like I said, filling this out eventually with all, variant Astromon to do more damage. Sure, you could do that. Having a full team eventually that's all gemmed is another thing to kind of strive for, but that's later on down the line after you've been playing the game for a long time at that point. So we're just gonna mute Monster Super League for this because it's always bad. And we'll get through this, see what gems we got, and that's the daily for today. All right. And then I say this, and I've been talking about it, and you can just look at the damage ranking, and she comes up over here. Even my light friggin' Persephone did more than some of my attackers. Even my other Dark Persephone here is sitting at 1.1. That's funny. Alright, what do we get? Let's get rid of these. I'm going to guess, because the game has liked it. Oh, there's only one extra gem here. Let's see. Diamond. I'm going to guess flat recovery, because that's how much the game hates me. Okay, flat attack, but it's still flat. Again, we don't keep this even. It's not worth it. See you later. And again, if I had more Astromon or cared, I'd go back in there. And that's kind of the thing. As you build up more Astromon, I'm just showing you one attempt. If I click this again, you guys can kind of see I don't really have too many more to go in there. And yes, I could do more damage and all that kind of jazz to get more ranking, which gives you more rewards. But at the same time, getting enough to get a gleam each time Vitra comes out is kind of what I strive for myself. A lot of you will have to do that 2 times in order to get that, but that's just starting out. But let's grab all these, grab this. What do we got left for the weekly? Still evolve, play the golem, go do the trick, play some battles, and upgrade a gem. All right, we'll be Gucci on that. But I'm going to leave this video off here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in tomorrow's dailies.